Hello and welcome to Bristol Street Motors. I'm here with the Mazda MX-30. Okay, so starting off at the front of the MX-30, this one in particular being the Makoto. So they offer three different specification lineups. We've got Prime Line, Exclusive Line and Makoto. You'll see we've got the LED headlights. You've got your front parking sensors nicely integrated into the front bumper. We have down at the bottom, we've got the radar system for your adaptive cruise control. Just above the Mazda badge, we've got a front parking camera, which forms part of the 360-degree parking. So coming down the side of the MX-30, we do have these really nice kind of machined grey alloy wheels. So they're 18-inch wheels on the Makoto spec level, but they vary from 17 to 18 depending on the trim level chosen. Just moving on from there, we've got the EV badging down the side to highlight that it is an electric vehicle. You've then got the jet black roof and door mirrors too, which really set it aside. Nice contrast no matter what colour the car is. And then coming down the side of the MX-30, you have got this really nice, quite heavily tinted rear privacy glass, which I'd normally describe as being behind the B-pillar. This one, rather unusual, and it really sets it aside from the rest of any of its competitors. You'll see doesn't have a B-pillar. So once you open both doors, you've got the freestyle rear door, really just opens up the side of the car entirely. So coming back a little bit further from behind the rear doors, we've got something on both sides, which is the additional Mazda branding, something a little bit different to what they've done in the past. Coming round to the back of the MX-30, you'll see we've got the rear privacy glass, which carries on from the side doors round. Coming down a little bit further, we've got the LED rear tail lights, and then just below that and just above the rear number plate is the rear view camera, which again makes up part of the 360 parking. And then just like the front was, nicely integrated into the rear bumper, we've got your parking sensors. And then just inside the boot, so we've got on this model in particular, being the Makoto, it's got the upgraded sound system, which gives you an additional subwoofer under the boot floor. So it offers 332 litres of boot space. If you go for either the Prime Line or the Exclusive Line, you'll benefit from 350 litres of boot space. Coming round to the driver's side of the car, you've got your charging port, which has the capability for a standard 3-pin socket as well as for rapid charging. The car can actually go from 20 to 80% charged in just 25 minutes. On a 3-pin socket, all you'd have to do is plug it in overnight. It's around 9.5 hours for the same level of charge. So that's the outside of the MX-30 complete. Let's take a look inside the car. Okay, so in the back here, you'll notice there's plenty of headroom for me, as well as leg room, not struggling for space at all. I'm around 5'10" and I have got that driver's seat set to my normal driving position. One cool little feature, handy to have, you have got some buttons to control the recline and the slide on the front seat. So if I did need to be able to access or exit the vehicle, I can do so myself without the need for the driver to allowing me out. You've also got in the back here, you've got ISOFIX child seat points on the two outer seats, as well as in the centre seat there, you can fold that down and you've got a couple of cup holders. So in the front of the MX-30 here, I think one of the first things that stands out and really sets this car aside from the rest is the way they've gone with a real kind of Japanese theme on the interior. So you'll notice there's kind of bits of cork just around the centre console, and you've got plenty of storage. You've got lots of storage under the gear selector. You also benefit from a 3-pin socket. You've got 2 USB ports as well as a 12-volt socket too. As well as on top here, these actually fold back and open up a couple of cup holders for you there too. And another thing that really just makes the controls dead easy to use, You've got two screens, one that's specifically just for the climate control and any heating elements in the car. So again, this one being the Makoto offers heated seats and a heated steering wheel. So that's also part of the climate control screen. And then just moving up to the top screen here. So we've got information relating to the efficiency of the electric motor. We've also then got your DAB radio and, as I mentioned, the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You've also got the sat-nav built into the car and some additional vehicle settings which can again all be personalised, and you can set things to how you like them. Now, one thing that's worth pointing out with this being an automatic electric vehicle that a lot of people find really beneficial, certainly in the winter, is you can set a climate control timer. So you can warm the car up and precondition it ready for when you leave in the morning. It'll also give you the charging details for different chargers that you plug into it. Below the gear selector, we also have a rotary dial which is used to control the screen on the top of the centre console. It makes it very simple to use while you're driving. You get a really reassuring click every time it's turned, so you know exactly which option you're on the screen. You can access through there your home screen. You've got a shortcut to the music. You can access the sat-nav, and you have a back button. You've also got over to the left-hand side a favourites button for if you want to store any radio stations, as well as the volume. And then over to the right, we've got your electronic park brake, as well as auto hold. On the left-hand side of the steering wheel, we have the volume controls, as well as the forwards and backward buttons for the radio and for any music that you've got plugged in. You've also then got, over on the right-hand side, you have your cruise control buttons, as well as your lane centering and your speed limiter. Using the info button, you can change what it is you want to look at on the display in front of the steering wheel, just to add a little bit more personalisation, as well as viewing things like your range that you have left. Being an environmentally friendly electric car, it even runs through the interior of the vehicle. So on the top of the door cards, you get a really nice soft touch finish, which is actually made from recycled plastic bottles. We've also then got, just to point out, the electronic sunroof, which does tilt and slide back, as you can see. So for those warm summer's days, you can let a little bit more air in. Hopefully you found this video useful and informative. If you've enjoyed it and you'd like to see any further videos from myself or my colleagues on other Mazdas that we have in the lineup, please go ahead and hit like and subscribe. Or alternatively, go to bristolstreet.co.uk for any more information. Thank you.